Hi, Rachel. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Juliet?
Doing well. So,
Good.
so I am Juliet Rudder. I am the Douglas County Community Engagement and Outreach Coordinator with the Healthcare Coalition of Southern Oregon. This is our third live conversation of this month, which means after this we have one more opportunity to win some fantastic prizes. Hang out with us until the end to learn how you could win these. And I am here with Rachel Riehl today to talk to you about infant massage. So, Rachel, could you please introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Of course. Yeah. So my name is Rachel Riehl, and I work at Aviva Health in Douglas County, Oregon. And I am the Healthy Start supervisor. So I work with all of our pregnant patients and just providing resources, teaching families infant massage, and then also providing some breastfeeding support.
Awesome, awesome. That's super great. So, could you tell us a bit about so what is infant massage?
Great question. Yeah, I usually get why do infants need massages? So, infant massage is a positive interaction between caregivers and infants using strokes on the infant's muscles that specifically are designed for them. So, there's lots of benefits for infants to get massages as well.
Okay, yeah, cool. So what are some of those benefits?
Yeah, so for infants, it's really great stimulation. That's not the right word. Stimulation, like stimulating the body.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that can be like weight gain. So if you have an infant that's having trouble gaining weight, just because of like birth issues or just anything really, this can really help stimulate that. And because it just works those muscles and it makes the baby more hungry. So that can be a really big benefit for families. It's also relief from things like colic, constipation, and teething, which are all uncomfortable for the baby and which makes it uncomfortable for the caregiver. So that can be a relief for the baby and the parents to get those things like helped. And then it's also just relaxing. So it's a good relaxing bonding thing for both baby and mom.
That's cool. So you
Yeah.
mentioned that there's some it's relaxing for baby and the caregiver. Are there any benefits like specifically for the caregiver?
Yeah, so it can really help support like your understanding of your infant's cues because you're interacting with your baby and your baby's responding. So it can support that. Like I said, bonding. It's also just relaxing to just like sit and look at your baby and give them a massage. It can increase it can increase confidence in handling your infant. So just like making you more comfortable, just touching their arms and legs and moving them around. Because getting infant clothes on infants can be challenging sometimes, so it can increase your confidence in that. And then it's also really great for dads of babies who are breastfed because it gives them something to do since they can't feed the baby. So it's really great in that sense of just giving them something that they can do with their babies. So lots of benefits for moms and babies.
That's awesome. It's really, yeah, it's always nice to hear about like what dads can do because that's always like what do I even do? Like I just go to
Mhm.
work, right?
Yeah, yeah. Or I just a diaper changer, which no one wants that job. So this is a fun one.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I really appreciate that. I think that's great.
Mhm.
Um, cool. So, how do you get ready to do a massage?
Yeah. So as an instructor, it's something that I teach you how to do, which I really like. So once you learn it and you feel confident in it, it's something that you can do at home with your baby without me. And so I really like that because it's me teaching the caregiver how to do it. And so once you learn it, you don't need me. So that's really cool. You also want to just make sure you're finding the right time of day. So when the infant is awake and content, we call it like the active state. And so that way the baby's not like asleep, but also not like upset and crying. You don't want to do it when that's happening because it will just probably agitate the baby more. Yeah, so when they're just awake and content, and you also don't want to do it right after a feeding, because if you're pressing on the stomach after you've fed the baby, it can just cause everything to come back up. So you want to give the baby at least like 20-25 minutes before, after a feeding, before you do the massage. So
That
that's
makes
really
sense.
helpful. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
I don't
there's
really
just,
think I want people touching my stomach after I've eaten.
right? It's like when you're like laughing too hard or something right after you ate. It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, would you like to get going with the demonstration then?
Yeah, of course. The only other thing I was going to share too is when you're doing infant massage, you want to use oil on the baby, because it helps your hands just glide across the baby's skin better. And so it doesn't cause any irritation on the skin. So you want to find a natural oil that doesn't have any scents. That's also like mineral free. So it can be things actually that you usually use in the kitchen, like coconut oil or olive oil, or you can use like a nut oil like almond oil. So yeah, and that is also really, you want to use something that's scent free, because then the baby can smell you, which I know is strange to like think about, but it just naturally occurs. And so it's just connecting again you with the baby. And so that helps as well.
That's super good to
Yeah.
know.
Yes, but I would love to show you guys some strokes. I'm gonna switch the camera so you can see the baby doll that I'm working with.
Awesome.
Okay, so since it's a baby doll, I don't use oil, obviously, but normally I would just start with putting like about a teaspoon of oil on my palm of my hand, and then rubbing my hands together. So your hands warm the oil up, and you just have it all over your hands. And so the stroke that I'm going to show you today is the foot. And when you're doing any strokes on your infant, you always do the whole section of that, and then move on to the next. So if you were doing this leg, you would do all the legs and the foot, all of this leg and the foot, and then you would move on to this leg. So you don't go back and forth. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. You want to like complete one side so that the one
Yeah,
side feels good, and then you go to the other side to kind of get it to match, right?
exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. So you don't do like a stroke over here and then a stroke over on the other leg. So, yep. Okay, so we're gonna start with the foot, and I'm gonna move so you guys can see a little bit better. And we're just gonna use our thumbs to fan out all the wrinkles on the bottom of the baby's foot. And when you're doing a massage, every baby is different, and so you kind of have to find their comfortable pressure. So you don't want it to be too soft, because then they're just gonna be tickled and start crying. But you don't want it to be too hard. So you want to find the right pressure. It's usually just a little bit of pressure more than just if you're just gliding over. So we're just fanning out all the wrinkles on the bottom of baby's foot. And then we're going to go to move to the toes. And you're going to use your pointer finger and your thumb and just roll each toe. And this one is really good for teething. So if you've got an older baby that's teething, if you just roll their toes, it can help alleviate the teething pressure.
Now, how does that work?
There are some pressure points in your foot that are linked to your teeth.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, the body is pretty cool. So now we're going to imagine that there's 5 lines going up your baby's foot, and we're just going to use our thumb and do what's called a pressure walk up to each toe.
Awesome. Yeah, so Scott says, yes, teething.
Yes, that is a tough one, and it happens multiple times throughout the baby's life, so until they've gotten all their teeth. So it's a good one to have.
Yeah, actually that brings up a question. So is this something that that you can continue doing like as your baby gets
Mhm.
older, or like how does that
Yes.
work?
Yeah. So the sooner you start, the earlier you start, the more your baby gets used to it, and it just becomes part of your daily or weekly routine. And so you can just continue doing it the older the child gets. But there's no like you have to start at a certain point. Once babies start crawling, they might not sit still as long if they're not used to it, but you can start with just like a minute massage, 2 minutes, and like grow. So yeah, so you can even do these things on a 2-year-old if they'll sit
Cool.
still for you.
Oh, by the way, so I'm sorry, it is Holly that's here, not Scott. They share an account. So I apologize. Hi, Holly.
Yeah, that's a good question. And teething is not fun. Okay, so the next motion is called the airplane runway. So you're gonna take your hands, and I'm squishing baby like a little bit weird because it's a baby doll. You wouldn't do this, so you can see a little bit better. And you're gonna swoosh your hand across and try and get baby's eye attention. And then you're gonna cross to the other side of the body. So it's like a little airplane going. And if dads are doing it, they can make some airplane noises and really get into it. I mean, moms too, but I love watching dads do that. So this next one is stretching the foot. So you're gonna put your one hand, scoot over a little. So you're gonna put your one hand behind the baby's foot and kind of use that as a brace. And you're gonna use your other hand to just stretch out that ankle. So do back and front. You can do circles. This baby doesn't have ankles, so it's a little bit harder for me to show you. But basically just stretching out the ankle right here. So you're just doing circular motions and going back and forth. Gently stretching that out. And then we're going to move to the top of the foot. You're going to use your thumbs and just do some small circles. Do the sides. And this really just stretches out and relaxes the whole foot and ankle.
Honestly, that sounds so nice. This makes me want to go and get a massage.
Right? Just makes you feel super relaxed. And that's the foot. And what's really cool about the foot is it's the same for the hands. So once you've learned the foot, you can use those same same strokes on the hands as well. So
Cool.
It's very duplicatable, which is nice. Were there any other questions about the foot?
Not that I've seen yet.
I'd also be happy to show you guys the chest too, because those are some really great ones. Like if you've just finished doing diapering, you can like do some chest massages and just interact with your baby.
You know what? Yeah, why don't we go ahead and do that really quick?
Okay.
And then I'd like to talk a bit about how people can like learn about this more formally.
Of course, yeah. And there's only 3 massages on the chest, so that makes it easy too.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So for this one, you're gonna start with like what's called the hello stroke. And you're just taking your hands and you want to stay on the chest area, so not going down on the stomach. And you're just taking your hands and you're just flattening out the chest like the pages of a book. And so this just kind of is like it's a starting stroke, it's a hello stroke. So and you can get up close and you can just be talking with your baby, smiling, all of those kinds of things. And then you're going to make a little heart on baby as well. So you're going to take your fingers, you're going to start in the middle of the chest, and you're going to come out and back down. The heart of love stroke.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And then the last one is called the butterfly stroke. So you're going to start on one side, one shoulder, come down, and cross to the other side. So this stretches out all of those shoulder muscles. My words today. It's only a Monday.
It is a Monday.
It comes down across the chest and just stretches out all those muscles in there. If you have a baby that favors one side, like looking to one side or the other, this stroke can kind of help stretch out those neck muscles to help them look different ways. So those are the 3 chest ones.
That is so awesome. So yeah, where can people go to learn how to do this?
So there are infant massage instructors like all over Oregon. Well, sorry, all over the US really, but if you're in Oregon, they're all over. So there are a couple here in Douglas County. If you're coming in from Josephine County, there are a couple down there. So if you're interested in learning more, like the whole body of the infant, because there's strokes for the stomach, the leg, arms, head, and back, you can comment below. If there's tons of interest, we could possibly even do like a virtual event, and I can show you guys all of the strokes. You guys can ask questions. So just comment below and we'll connect you, find out where you're located, and we can connect you with a massage instructor near you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. So yeah, I'll go ahead and put into the chat later on where people can go to get a bit more information.
Mhm.
Yeah, so how do people, if they want to contact you to set something up, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, I think probably just commenting below again, and I will see it and can reach out to you guys that way. Just because with COVID, it's a little bit different. Everything kind of looks a little bit different. So, so that way they can contact me that way. And then if not, I can also put my email in the comments below too.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Holly says that she's interested, so
Okay.
that's awesome.
Awesome.
We will totally connect with you, Holly, and get you set up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I did want to let y'all know how you could go about getting some prizes for this month. So we will be giving out infant grooming kits, a bath set. It's gonna be awesome. So in order to win some awesome things, please go into the comments, tell us a little bit about what you learned. And if you know someone who you think would also be interested in this, please, please, please tag them and they could also win something. Who knows? But yeah, super, super, super appreciate y'all being here. Big thanks to Rachel. This is super, super fun, super awesome.
Yeah, of course it
And
will.
big thanks to Holly. Like, we appreciate you engaging with us. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I will see you all tomorrow for our last live conversation for this month and for our community baby shower. So tune in tomorrow at 10.
Awesome.
Right.
Thanks, Juliet. Bye, everyone.
Yep. Bye.